What's up guys, welcome back to Sempre Inter TV. It's your boy Rahul here. Sorry I missed off the last couple of days. I've been away on a little break. I missed out all the juicy news, Antonio Conte's press conference, MAROTTA's press conference, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. I just had to make a video about this. Well, it's really big news. Antonio Conte's first ever press conference as Inter manager, MAROTTA's first official press conference as well. Seeing those two up there representing Inter was a very weird feeling, you know, two people that are very synonymous with Juventus, with the black and white Juventus, representing the blue and black of Inter. Very weird to see, but they put themselves across really well, top professionals as they are. And I kind of picked out 5 sort of main points that I picked out from that press conference, and yeah, let's talk about those 5 points. So the first point that I picked out from the press conference was Antonio Conte has no set targets to the team. In the past few years, what has been our main target? Champions League qualification, and more specifically 4th spot. That's always been the minimum set by Inter for Luciano Spalletti, and we achieved that target in both our past years on the last day of the season, but still achieved it. This year it could have been achieved a lot more comfortably, but that's exactly why I feel like Antonio Conte has said that there's no set targets, because that would provide the team with excuses, as he said, and that's exactly what we've as Inter fans have been feeling over the last few years. As soon as the team seems like they're on the way to achieving their target, they just drop off. Like this year, we were comfortably third for many weeks, and then the team got very comfortable. Yeah, ended up fighting for 4th place until the last day, and that's exactly why Antonio Conte wants to avoid that. There's no minimum targets for the team. Of course, Champions League achievement is a basic minimum, but after that, he says, you know, there's no limits to that. It doesn't stop there. There's not like, okay, we've got 4th place now, we can stop working hard. No. If we can achieve 3rd place, 2nd place, if we can fight for 1st place, that has to be done. There's nothing stopping this team mentally. There should be nothing stopping this team for going further, trying to get further in the Champions League, in the Coppa Italia, and I'm a big fan of that statement from Antonio Conte. Point number 2, well, this is something that we already heard from Antonio Conte in his first interview for Inter channel, and that is trying to get rid of Pazza Inter. And as you know, Pazza Inter is the nickname given to this team for many years because of the craziness that just derives from this team, going from real highs to real lows in the space of one match sometimes, or 1 week. You know, that last match from last season against Empoli was the perfect embodiment of that complete and utter craziness, no consistency shown throughout the season, complete roller coaster of form, and that's what Antonio Conte wants to get rid of. He says he wants a regular Inter, not Pazza Inter. He wants the regular performances, consistency, and I'll be interested to see how he manages to do it, because it seems like he is built into this team, in the DNA, this craziness, this inconsistency. Some of these players, as we know, they are super inconsistent. You know, players like Perisic, Vecino is part of their being almost. You know, they can go from creating amazing chances, scoring great goals, great performances, and then their next match against the likes of an Empoli or a Spal, they would drop off. And I think Conte wants to create a team that's up for it every single match. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. You know, under Spalletti, we've been known to step up in the big matches, and then really, you know, underperform against the smaller teams. And I think under Antonio Conte might even go to the opposite end of the scale. You know, in terms of we might be putting 5 past the smaller teams and maybe being more defensive against the bigger teams, but we'll see. I'm very interested to see how he manages to turn this team into a more consistent, regular team, and getting rid of the Pazza tag. Point 3, another very important one: the group is more important than any individual player. And this is, of course, you know, a question that was led by the questions on the Icardi and Nainggolan situation. But in general, we know this is how Antonio Conte works. It's all about the group. The perfect embodiment of this statement was the Italy team in the Euro 2016, a team made of absolute average players, probably the worst Italian team I've seen in my lifetime. Through making sure the team works together as a cohesive group rather than relying on individual moments or individual players, managed to get the best out of complete average players like Giaccherini, Parolo, Florenzi, Graziano Pelé, Eder, and elevated the level where everyone knew their tasks, everyone knew the tactics inside and out, and they managed to pull off, one of the biggest upsets in international football in recent years. There's no room for any prima donnas, no divas. Every single player must put the team in first place, and that's another thing he said. This team has to be made of extraordinary humans, men, before extraordinary players. That's always been a motto of Conte, and he's reiterated that once again. That Inter, we're looking for men, real men, first of all. Point number 4, and this is another motto that Conte lives by and will die by, which is blood, sweat and tears. No one in this team that will play in this team will be allowed to leave that pitch with any ounce of energy left inside their body. They will have to give every single % of energy that they have inside their bodies left on that field. No half-ass efforts, no 90%, no 95%, 100% has to be given every single week. And that's something that is part bread and butter of Antonio Conte's teams. You'll see our team running up until the 90th minute, and if anyone's slacking, they won't play. Easy as that. Also, with the addition of Antonio Pintus, the physical preparator, the physical coach that has been brought in, the fitness coach from Real Madrid and has worked with Antonio Conte in the past. As I said, probably one of the signings of the season. World-class fitness coach who will take these players through hell in this Lugano pre-season. And I'm really interested to see how the players respond to this, and I'm looking forward to see a team that works hard. Point number 5 is more around Marotta, who clearly has very clear ideas on what to do in the transfer market, whether that is coming in and going out. Clear statement on the Icardi and Raja Nainggolan system. They want the players to leave due to their behaviour off the pitch, their mentality, or whatever it is. They feel like they won't fit into this team, into the Conte mentality, which you can see what the point is. As previously mentioned, no prima donnas, putting the group over the team, and there's Icardi and Nainggolan have proven over the past season they don't seem like they're ready to do that. It is very surprising the way that Marotta is going all about this, because announcing in public that Icardi is for sale, Nainggolan's for sale, definitely doesn't give us leverage in the transfer market when people come to try and buy those players. Letting everyone know that Icardi has to leave will definitely reduce his value. But then again, if we keep Icardi for one more season, then he has only one more year left on his contract, and that would reduce his value anyway. So I guess this is the smart way to do it. I trust Marotta on whatever decision. His track record is proven. I said last season he's our biggest signing of last season, and I have complete faith in what he wants to do. And then also in the incoming transfers, he clearly has clear ideas as well. When asked about Dzeko, he admitted that they are interested in Dzeko and Barella, but yet he also said the transfer market is a chess game between the buyer and the person who's selling, and in both cases Inter have laid out their rules or their offer on the table, and pretty much in both cases with Barella and Dzeko, they've put their offer forward. Roma and Cagliari want more money, and Inter are not willing to budge from their offer, and we'll see how that goes. But once again, Marotta, a top negotiator in the transfer market, definitely knows what he's doing, and I have faith in him to bring in the players that Conte wants. And everyone's not convinced about the types of players Conte wants. These big target men that he likes. The players that we've been linked with, like Lukaku, Dzeko, even Fernando Llorente is a free agent. Not exactly names that give us great hope going forward. But if those are the players that Antonio Conte wants, then we have to give him the players that he wants. Yeah, those were my thoughts on the Antonio Conte's press conference. It wasn't a great press conference, I think, in terms of the journalists kept pretty much asking the exact same question, but phrased in a different way. The only journalist I liked, the question that he asked was the Chinese journalist who asked, what's this style of play going to be? And everyone else was just pretty much regurgitating the same questions around what does it feel to be at Inter, or what's the difference between Juve, how are you going to cut the gap between Juve and Inter. So very disappointed in terms of the questions asked, but hopefully as we go on in pre-season we get to understand more and more how Antonio Conte wants to work. He has said that the three-man defence is the way that we're going to start the season, so at least there's some clarity there. He's definitely going to try the three at the back formation, as we've been alluding to. But he's also said that that's not, set in stone, as he's done in the past, where he started off with a 4 at Chelsea, 4 at the back, but then changed to 3. He might go back to a 4 at the back here at Inter if he sees that the players are not adapting well. So very, very interested to see how things develop. Very excited for this pre-season. And let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the press conference from Marotta and Conte? What are you looking forward to seeing this season? As always, guys, please like and subscribe, helps us out a lot. And as always, Forza Inter! Ciao!